Excited to welcome Jack Eichel back onto the show. He's made time for us a few times over the years.
Even during the pandemic,
even
we had him
during
on.
the pandemic, this man came on our show, I believe, in a tie-dye sweater that he and his girlfriend had made. Yeah, it was, right? Jack, welcome back. Congratulations on your 400th career point last night.
Thank you. Yeah, it's nice to be back on the show with you guys. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, well, listen, you're welcome to join us anytime. I don't know if you know this, but you're a big get for us. I'll ask you this. We're talking about kind of the last year plus of your career and everything that's gone on. And, it feels like you're finally in a place that's, everything's stable in Vegas. Everyone's healthy in Vegas. You're healthy. You've got games under your belt. You're playing well. When's the last time you felt this good?
Probably the 2019-2020 season. It was kind of like the last full season I had with Buffalo before the season ended up getting stopped with COVID. But I felt healthy that year. We had Ralph Kruger behind the bench, and I'd been there for a bit, and so that was probably the last time I felt this good. But we weren't having the sort of team success that we're having this season to start. So. It's been a good first bit for our group, and it's been enjoyable. It's been fun coming to the rink every day and being a part of this group.
Well, I gotta go back and ask you about the trip to Buffalo. I guess it was a week, 10 days ago. No, I lose track of the time, but it was just it was the end of a road trip for you guys. Obviously, we know what happened during your first visit there. I guess check one for the Sabres that night. You evened the score in this one, and it was a crazy game because you had these clean breakaways, which seemed like you were almost like on the Rideau Canal. You were like so far ahead of everybody, and like the goalie stopped you twice. I'm sure the fans are giving it to you. And then in the third period, you have the big third period, you get the hat trick. You really played it up. I thought that was awesome.
Oh, it was
to
so
see
good.
that get a little back, because that's emotion. That's real. I mean, let's face it. You're probably going through. There's already a lot happening in your mind as that game is unfolding. You've had a little time since then. I mean, that must have been some night for you there in Buffalo, just to kind of, send your own little message.
Yeah, it was a special night for me. It was a special night for our team. We, like you said, we'd been on a long road trip, so it was nice to end the road trip on a high note. And there's always emotion when you go back and play your former team. It's no different for me. You want to have a good game. You want to win the game, and luckily enough, we were able to do both. So it was a special night for me, and you kind of move on quick. That's the beauty of this league. You finish a game and you enjoy it for a minute or two, but you're usually playing pretty quickly after that, so kind of move on to the next one.
Well, you got to enjoy it for a lengthy flight back home.
Yes.
How was the hangout on the Bird on the way back after that one?
Nice flight.
Yeah, it was a good flight. It's a long one, but we definitely enjoyed it. We earned it after I think it was 11 or 12 days on the road, and I think everyone wanted to get home, but we found a way to win our last game, and we had a pretty successful road trip. So it definitely makes the long flight a little bit easier. Able to play some cards and enjoy the the long flight with the guys.
Long flight where you get home, it's still just like 1 a.m. Casinos are wide open. Right? Keep playing.
That's the one nice thing about going west, right? Is you get the time in your favor.
Time's on your side.
Yep.
How has Bruce Cassidy been good for the team and for you in particular, now that he's the head coach there in Vegas?
Yeah, he's been great. He obviously has had so much success when he was in Boston, and the way that their team played every year and every night, it seemed like. And I think he just gets the most out of his players. He's so smart by the way that he coaches and his systems and getting guys to play a certain way. So he's been really good for our group so far. I think that reflects the way that we've played and the system and the type of style that we're trying to play. It's been really good getting to work with him.
Speaking of his system, it's different defensively, Jack. I knew Bruce for a long time, watched him do the games, etc. He didn't change really what Claude Julien had brought to the Bruins as well. How much in training camp was spent on learning that defensive structure and system, and how, I won't say difficult, but how different was it for you guys to learn?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was too difficult. He was pretty, he was pretty clear and what he, wanted and the way that he wanted us to play defensively. And I think we did a good job of picking it up pretty quick and implementing it in our preseason games. So it was nice to have those to get to work on it. And there's always going to be growing pains and getting used to doing something different. But for the most part, the whole group picked it up pretty quickly, and I think we've done a good job with it.
I'll ask you this. If I've learned anything in my career covering sports, it's that when you ask an athlete about his teammates, that's when you get the best stuff. So I will ask you, just if you could describe your line mates in a couple of words, how would you describe them as people and as players?
They've been amazing. We have a really good group here throughout our whole locker room, and I think that's what's made it so enjoyable to come to the rink and see these guys every day and spend time with them. In terms of playing with Stevie and Stoney, it's been a real treat for me so far this season. I think everyone league-wide probably knows a lot about Stoney and the type of success he's had in the NHL so far and the type of player he is. He's so smart. He makes so many little plays, and he does so much for Stevie and I to get us the puck with speed. Stevie, on the other hand, I think he's one of the more underrated players who maybe flies under the radar. He's so dynamic and his skill level's so high. He makes a lot of plays out there that I think a lot of other guys couldn't. So I think we've done a good job complimenting each other and just trying to build chemistry. It's been a lot of fun playing with him.
Jack, I was watching your game last night in between periods. Gary Lawless was on, and he was talking about the idea that you wear like these Kevlar sleeves or protection around your wrists, around your ankle. We saw what happened to Evander Kane getting injured last week. The general managers talked a little bit about it at their GM's meetings yesterday. First, I'll ask you, is it true that you do wear them? And, give us your thinking on why you do. Obviously, it's got to be very protective because you just never know. That we saw what happened to Evander. These can be dangerous injuries.
Yeah, I didn't see exactly what happened to Evander, but we do play a dangerous game, and freak accidents like that can happen. So, I've heard that he's making a good recovery and that things have went well for him. Obviously, really scary incident, and hopefully everything's all right, and that he's feeling good and making a full recovery. And we hope to see him back on the ice soon. Want to see that happen to anybody. I do I wear little wrist protectors and obviously a long sleeve shirt. I just try and cover as much skin as possible, right? You never know. You just want to try and take the proper precautions. Like I said, it's a fast and physical game, and we have pretty sharp steel on the bottom of our skates. You've seen some freak accidents over the years with people getting cut by the skate blade. There's no way to really completely prevent it, but if you can take as many measures as you can, I think it should help. Speaking of full recovery, how are you feeling? Do you notice the neck at all? I know you played at the end of last year and obviously had a full summer to train. Is there any residual from the procedure that you had? Anything that you even think about anymore? No, it's been good so far this season. Just like any injury, it takes a while for you to fully recover from it and feel like yourself again. Fortunate enough, I have, so many great people around me that help me take care of my body during the year and make sure that I feel good when it's time to play games. And, I was able to have a full summer and, just try and train as much as possible and get back to, feeling like myself. So I feel good now and, just trying to carry that. It's a long year and, it definitely wears you down, but I think the better you take care of yourself, the better you'll feel each game. Well, we're happy to see you thriving out there.
Yep. You look healthy, and it makes the game fun for us to cover. We had Tage Thompson on a few weeks ago, and we're doing the interview, and I'm noticing that there's like these movie posters in the background, and I'm like, oh, this guy's obviously like a movie buff. He's got posters in his house. So I'm like, oh, Tage, like, what's going on? You must love movies. Give me your top movies. And he's like, actually, these are Jack's. He's like, I got this place from Jack Eichel, and he kind of just left me with all the furnishings, which is very kind of you to do. Yeah. But he wasn't really into the types of movies that were on the wall, and he started talking to us about comedies and stuff. So I assume then that you are a movie buff, and I would like to know what maybe your top 3 favorite movies are.
Yeah, that's right.
You want those posters back, or?
No, they're all his. They're all his. He got the house for me, and happy to leave them for him. For him and his wife and his baby. But yeah, I don't know if he likes comedies. There was a few good comedy movies on the wall. I think I might have had Step Brothers and Old School and Home Alone. I think I had a Bronx Town. I think those were the movies I had on the wall. But those would probably be some of my favorite movies. We're coming up on the Christmas season.
Oh, give me your favorite Christmas movie.
Home Alone 1 and 2 are some of my favorite movies. I mean, I watch those year round.
Sure.
Other favorite movies. I mean, any of the Boston movies I like a lot. So The Departed and The Town. Those are 2 of my favorites. And comedy movies, I'm a big fan of Meet the Parents. That's probably one of my favorites.
I've actually never seen Meet the Parents.
Oh, come on.
I'll fix it.
She missed the boat again.
Yes.
Not the first time, won't be the last, I'm sure. Are you a quote guy? Like, are you a guy that like quotes movies all the time, or you just enjoy them?
No, I quote movies all day long.
What's the movie you probably quote the most? Is it Step Brothers?
I don't know. Honestly, it all depends. I mean, if I'm watching something, I'll go on like trends of watching the same movie for a while. Maybe the most quoted movie for me right now would be Wolf of Wall Street. I like quoting that one. So
that's a good one.
My kids watch Superbad, and I'm getting a lot of those. I'm getting a lot of that lately, which is actually good.
Yeah,
it's funny.
Listen, it's
a few
not
other
bad.
guys in the locker room that like to quote the movies. So if you're quoting something that they know, then you can kind of go back and forth with it.
Hey, Jack, you're a Boston guy originally, and you played in Buffalo. Now you're out in Vegas, totally different part of the country, different weather, the whole thing. What do you do when you have time off in Vegas? I mean, do you go down to the Strip? Do you just hang out locally? Do you play a lot of golf? I mean, what are the things you do with your time now? Because you do benefit from certainly better weather and nicer kind of surroundings in that regard.
Yeah, the weather's great here. It's sunny every day. It's cooled off a little bit in the last few weeks, but it's beautiful during the day. So yeah, I mean, just try and get outside a bit. We live in a nice area here in Summerlin, so when I have time off, I don't do a whole lot. I like to just chill. I don't really play golf during the season. Usually after training camp, I put the golf sticks away till after the year. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like the season's so long and there's so little time off that when you do have time off, speaking for myself, I don't really like to do a whole lot. I like to kind of just relax and try and rejuvenate a bit for the next game. But yeah, I mean, there's so many things that Vegas has to offer. We have some world-class restaurants down the Strip, and we have some world-class restaurants here in Summerlin. So it's always nice to go out to dinner and enjoy some company. But I don't really do too much, to be honest with you. It's just kind of hockey for me.
You're right. It is a long season. I can't. When I think about it, sometimes for you guys, night after night after night. Then when you get a little break, you probably just I just want to chill
out.
Yeah, it was like you saying you didn't want to come back today.
I know. I was happy. I wanted another day off. I was very happy.
Do you get a chance to still follow your BU Terry, or has Jay Pandolfo's got him going in the right direction again? And they're doing some good stuff there in Boston at Aganis.
Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, we, there's a good group of us that spend our summer training at BU. So just getting to be around the school and getting to spend a little more time with Jay this summer, and the assistant coach Kim Brandvold, I've known him for I don't know, probably almost 15 years now. So he took that job. He was with Boston for a while, but yeah, it's always nice. It's nice to go back in the summer. Nice to see some of the guys on the team and spend some time and get to know them. But it's good to see that they're heading in the right direction. I think it's always nice following them after the new year when when some of the tournaments start coming up. When they get going with the Bean Pod and Hockey East and just moving forward. So think Jack Parker used to always call that like what, title time?
Yeah,
Or...
winning time. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Hey, I want to ask you another question about Vegas. Like we talked about, Tage Thompson kind of moved into your house, bought your house, however that works out. Did you have anybody that you got hooked up with in Vegas there? Because guys have been coming and going around this league. Or did you have to go out and find your own place? How did that work out?
Luckily for me, I think when I got traded here, there wasn't an immediate rush to find a place. I went and had surgery and then went away and did some rehab for, I think I was away for 7 or 8 weeks. So I had some time to try and figure out where I wanted to live. And I just got hooked up with a real estate agent here that a few of the guys in the team know, and was able to find a nice place to rent. So it's been great living here. Summerlin's a beautiful area, and there's a lot of great neighborhoods. So just found a good place that I liked, and it's been a lot of fun living here. And a lot of guys live in the same area, so most of us are pretty close to each other.
All right, well, we're glad you're all settled in,
yes.
and you're playing lights out right now. I mean, you're saying it with your whole chest when you're out there, and we love watching it. So congrats on a solid start to the season, and best of luck the rest of the way. And we do truly appreciate you making time for us, because you always do.
Yes, thank you very much for this.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me on. It's always fun to join you on the show. Thanks so much.